Hi folks, so we are looking at game number 2 here. 10:30 game at Canal Park in Oldsmar, where we have the Wesley Chapel Storm versus HR14. I can tell you at the moment that that I don't have the HR14 lineup just yet. Should have it shortly. But Wesley Chapel, I can tell you this. So Micah is leading off. He's number 1, and followed by Jonah, number 28, followed by Mendez, number 00. Batting 4th is Keegan, number 24. Batting 5th is Max, number 23. Batting 6th, number 25 is Luca. Batting 7th is Xander, number 9. Batting 8th is Logan, number 21. Batting 9th is Julian, number 11, and batting 10th is Christian, number 39. So I'm just filling in those gaps now on my score sheet here. So while we're doing that, folks, if you get a chance, get on to Walmart, check them out. They got a wide variety of foods and services that even groceries, or I actually mentioned groceries, but even home stuff. So like the scoring sheet I'm using here today to score these games, keep track of how they're doing batting wise, etc., is found at Walmart in the sporting goods. And I also bought my wagon there today. So tell them Doc sent you, and be glad to see you down there. So this is Doc, your commentator for this broadcast of the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network of the Scared Hitless tournament, sponsored by VisitStPeteClearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA as well. Earlier today, we missed it because they were just a little early. We had the United States Coast Guard send over a flyby for us. It was during towards the end of the last game. I would have preferred the actual end or the start of this one, but they were a little early. Maybe they'll do it again. Who knows? But I appreciate all of you being here as part of this, spending the day with us here at Oldsmar, Florida, at Canal Park. We've made some adjustments, so hopefully we won't lose any video this time. Again, the broadcasts are stored on YouTube, so you don't have to worry about seeing the broadcast later, going back and watching your favorite players all throughout the day today, as well as future. And I will be putting together highlight reels in the coming weeks, so you can go back and check out the most important moments of your favorite players as we go forward. Please share, please subscribe to the channel, like and share, and hit the bell on the channel. That way you get notified when we go live. And what we're also doing, which we did in this tournament, is we're notifying the coaches ahead of time of the games that we will be broadcasting, so you'll have a broadcast schedule, or the coaches will have the broadcast schedule prior to the tournament start. So that way you can make sure that you're tuned in to the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Oops. So just bear with me, folks, just a minute as I'm finishing up the lineup here. If you've never been down here to the Canal Park facility, they have a great BMX track. It's international, draws international BMX teams from all over the world. Comes here for a big meet, and I believe it's actually having multiple times a year. So and this track's used for other things. Plus, they have a Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network on our YouTube channel. Again, click subscribe and like on the channel. And watch out for our other broadcasts and the highlight reels that we'll be creating and uploading in the coming weeks. Also, we have social media. We have a Twitter feed for Tampa Bay USSSA and an Instagram where you can catch during the tournament pictures and videos and snippets of your favorite players making some really great plays. Getting hits, etc. So, we Tampa Bay USSSA, we try to make it all about the kids, because that's what it is about. It's about the kids, their fun, their growth, and who doesn't like their name up in lights on YouTube. So. All right, so I guess we're going to get underway. Looks like HR 14 is up to bat again. So we will see. I will just have to update you. I'll put the lineup together as the players come to bat as we move forward. Again, so glad to have everyone on the broadcast today. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here. What a beautiful day for baseball. I think the temperature has gone up a little bit, which I'll be taking my coat off here shortly. As oddly as that may sound, it is thus true, because today it was in the low 50s to start the day, which is quite cold here. So it's 64 degrees now here at game time of Wesley Chapel Storm versus HR 14 in our 10:30 broadcast. After this broadcast, we will be moving over to field number 1, where we will cover Doral Astros versus the KC Roos in a 10U matchup. And then we'll go back to 12U matchups on field 3 to broadcast those games for this afternoon for the 2:30, 4:30. And then we'll move back to this field 4, for the 11U matchup at 6:30. So looking forward to spending the day with you, and as I hope you are with me and Tampa Bay USSSA. All right. About to get underway here. Pitcher is finishing his warm-up. So number 14 for I see Fernandez, and let's see. I'm sorry, not number 14. My bad. It's like Fernandez is going to lead things off, and probably if looks like Reynoso on deck. So I'm guessing the batting order pretty much didn't change much. All right, so as we get there's a throw down to second base, we get this game underway. Again, thanks for joining us here for this baseball game match between the Wesley Chapel Storm and HR 14. So number 28 is pitching for the Storm. And here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. Number 28 being Jonah. There's a foul ball. Makes an 0-2 count now on Fernandez. So no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Top of the first inning here in this 10:30 matchup. 12U matchup between Wesley Chapel Storm and HR 14. Ball just a little inside, and it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called strike 3, and that is 1 out. All right, so Reynoso steps in with 1 down. This is Reynoso's first at bat as we get started here in the top of the first inning. Ball in the dirt, and that's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Reynoso. If everything stayed the same, that means potentially we have Xavier on deck, number 3, who is the third batter. There's a called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on, no score yet here in the top of the first inning. And the pitch. There's a line shot out to right field. Right fielder's coming on, makes the diving catch, and that is 2 outs. And indeed, it is Xavier coming to the plate. Number 3. So it'll be the third batter of this inning with Concepcion on deck. Number 7. There's a called strike on the inside corner. So 0-1 count. Called swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the first inning. Just getting underway here. And the pitch. Foul tip. And Xavier stays alive, so we'll do 0-2 again. So Jonah gets a sign, winds up, and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 3 down. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And at the end of a half inning, it is HR 14-0. Wesley Chapel coming to bat. So leading it off again for Wesley Chapel is going to be Micah, Jonah, and Mendez. So while we're on a break in between innings here, again, thank you all for joining us. Out here at the track today, there's actually a meet going on. There's some BMXers out there. I can't pan over, unfortunately, so I'm sorry about that. So a lot of activity out here going on today. A big baseball tournament, the Hitless tournament here in the Tampa Bay area. It's put on by Tampa Bay USSSA. And visit stpeteclearwater.com. This is Doc. Your broadcast today is brought to you by Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. So Fernandez is actually behind the plate. It looks like, see if I can get a number. Not 100%. I think that might have been the third baseman from last game. Let me see. It's number 7, so Concepcion is pitching for Wesley Chapel Storm. For HR 14. My apologies, everyone. Just trying to get a little ahead of myself. So, call for the throw down. And we're about to get this underway. All right. So, folks, for lunch, if you want a break right after this game, go grab you some lunch. Head down to Applebee's because they're eating good in the neighborhood, and there's no better place to go for sports and live action. Unless you like wings, then you go to Buffalo Wild Wings. But either way, tell them Doc sent you, and I know they'll be glad that you did. All right, so here we go. Mike is leading things off. And here comes the first pitch from Concepcion. There's a foul ball out of play, and that's an 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, no score. And the pitch. Ball high. So it's a 1-1 count now to Micah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of first. For those of you just joining, welcome to the broadcast. Ball inside, and it's 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, after this game, we'll be moving over to field 1 for the coverage of the Astros and KC Roos. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Micah. Concepcion gets the assign and delivers. Ball 4. So Micah's on with a walk to lead things off for Wesley Chapel. And so Jonah steps in with Micah down at first base. Micah gets the lead. Concepcion checks, pitches, and ball high. Big lead down there for Micah. And the delivery. Micah doesn't go. And it's a 2-0 count. So 2 balls, no strikes. So in the 7 pitches, there's a called strike. And throw down, and Micah is safely into second. So 2 balls, 1 strikes to Jonah. And the pitch. Pop foul out of play. And it makes it a 2-2 count. So 2-2 on Jonah. And Concepcion has worked his way back. He was struggling a little bit there to find the strike zone. But now has made it a 2-2 count. And the pitch. There's a ground ball on the right side of the field. Concepcion goes over, covers first base, and run scores. So Micah comes all the way from second base on the ground ball and puts the first run across after the sacrifice by Jonah. So 1 down, nobody on. Mendez steps in, and the pitch. Ball inside. So 1-0 count to Mendez. 1 out, nobody on. Wesley Chapel has struck first here in the first inning. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Nobody on. It's a 1-0 lead for Wesley Chapel. There's a line shot out to left field. Over the left fielder's head. And that's going to be extra bases for sure. Could be a triple. It's definitely a triple. And that's what he'll hold with a stand-up triple by Mendez. So 1 out, 1 runner on, down at third base. Keegan steps in. Wesley Chapel already has a run across. There's only 1 out. And here is the pitch. Called strike. So no balls, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on, and a run in here in the bottom of the first. Ball inside. So it's a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes on the batter. 1 out. And the pitch. Called strike 3. And that's 2 outs. So now Max steps in with Luca on deck. It's 2 outs. Runner down at third base. That's Mendez with a stand-up triple. And the pitch. Ball outside. So 1 ball, no strikes. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Oh, it's them up there. So ball 2. So the announcing you hear in the background is actually the BMX tournament that's going on, which you'll see in when we broadcast the 12:30 game. Called strike on the inside corner, and it's a 2-1 count to Max. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on. Wesley Chapel has struck here in the first inning, putting up 1 run, and the pitch. Ball gets past the catcher on the wild pitch, and runner scores on the wild pitch. So it's a 2-0 game. 3 balls, 1 strike on Max. Here in the bottom of the first inning. And here comes the pitch. Ball 4. So Max walks, and that brings up Luca. So we'll go back to 2 outs, 1 on here in the bottom of the first. So Max gets his lead down at first base. Concepcion sets and delivers. Called strike. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Meatballs and veal and chicken and shrimp dishes. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. Not to mention their breadsticks and my favorite soup, zuppa toscana, which is the potato soup. If you haven't tried it, you got to try it. It's really good. The minestrone is pretty good too. And of course, their award-winning breadsticks and salad. So, go down and check them out today. Maybe after, it might be a nice dinner this evening with the family. Because remember, you are family at the Olive Garden. All right. So Xander steps back in with a 1-0 count. And Concepcion delivers. There's a pop foul out of play. And that's going to make it a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 1 on. And the pitch. Ball high. Nice stop by Fernandez. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Lucas stands down at third base. And Wesley Chapel's already put 3 runs across. 2 of those on wild pitches. Called strike. And it's a 2-2 count now to Xander. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Called strike 3, and that is 3 outs. So Wesley Chapel puts up 3 runs on 2 hits with 2 wild pitches and 1 left on base. And so at the end of 1 inning, it's Wesley Chapel 3, HR 14 0. All right, folks. Sorry about the delay there. Some papers got away from me that I needed. So it's a little bit windy out here. Not too bad. But we're in between innings here. We're warming up to get ready for inning number 2. So Concepcion will step up to the plate this inning, I believe. Let me double check that. Yes, he will. All right, so here we go. It's like Diaz is on deck, I believe. All right, Jonah comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Concepcion. It is Diaz on deck. He is the number 5 batter. Ball high to Concepcion, so it's a 1-1 count now. Here in the top of the second inning, Wesley Chapel leads it 3-0. There's a line shot out to left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit, and Concepcion is on with a single. So HR 14 gets a run, or I'm sorry, gets a runner, and Diaz steps in the batter's box with Cotto on deck. And Cotto, number 34, he'll be on deck. All right, so here we go. Jonah gets his sign, checks the runner at first base, Concepcion, and goes to first base, and Concepcion is back in time. All right, here's the pitch. Fly ball out to left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And we got runners at first and second. So HR 14 has something cooking here in the top of the second inning. And Cotto steps in. With Marcus on deck. So Jonah checks the runners, gets a sign, and delivers. Ball outside. So 1-0 count to Cotto. 2 runners on, 3 runs across. It's a 3-0 ball game. Wesley Chapel Storm in the lead. Here in the top of the second inning. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. And here comes the 2-0 delivery. Ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Cotto. Runners at first and second. If Jonah walks Cotto, that will load the bases for Marcus. Called strike, and it's a 3-1 count. So Cotto last game reached on error and had a sacrifice ground out, which scored a run. Matter of fact, it was a run that extended the game. So 3-1. Marcus had a single last game. And there's ball 4. all the runners will now move up. All right, so here comes Marcus to the plate. It looks like, let's see who this is running across here. The coach is going out to talk to his pitcher, so Velez, number 24, will be on deck. So Coach for Wesley Chapel is talking it over with his team. The tying run, so Cotto represents the tying run down at first base. And like I mentioned before, in the last game, Marcus did single. So he was 1 for 1. So we'll see what he does here in this important at bat here in the top of the second inning for HR 14. Here's the pitch. Ball outside, and everybody holds up. So 1-0 count to Marcus. On the pass ball, nobody moved up on that one. And the pitch. Oh, that was a foul tip. But they're going to give him the base. It actually sounded like it at the bat. Maybe it did hit his helmet or may have hit his hand. But nonetheless, that scores a run. So Marcus is on. That keeps the bases loaded, and they've cut the lead by 2 runs. So now it's a 3-1 ball game with Velez stepping in. Called strike down the middle of the plate to Velez, and that's an 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike, bases loaded, nobody out, 1 run across the plate so far for HR 14. And it looks like Sullivan's on deck. There's a ball outside. Here comes Diaz, and he is going to be out. So 1-1 count to Velez. Everybody moves up though. So Cotto will be at third, Marcus will be at second. So 1 down, and the pitch. Called strike. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Velez. Runners at second and third. The tying run is the tying run is at second base. And Marcus. Velez, his last time up, he singled over in the previous game. So Jonah checks his runner at third base. Everyone's back. All right, so let's see what happens here. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that is 2 outs. So next up is number 21, Sullivan, who also singled last game. Pitch. Ball high, and the runners hold. So it's a 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike. So 2 outs, 1-1 count to Sullivan. Runners on second and third. HR 14 has put 1 across this inning so far. They're threatening to put 2 more, which would tie this game. And here's the pitch. Called strike, and it's a 1-2 count now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the second, and HR 13 trolls by 2. And here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the inning. So HR 14 puts up 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. And at the end of 1.5, it is Wesley Chapel 3, HR 14 1. So coming up with Wesley Chapel in the bottom of the second inning is going to be Logan, Julian, and Christian. There it is. So bear with me, folks. Sorry about that. I had to grab an important piece of paper that I needed for the rest of this game to make sure I had the players' names right, etc. Plus, never hurts to get a nice cold drink of water. So it looks like there's a new pitcher on the mound for, and it is Lugo, number 51, for HR 14. Folks, on a hot day or even a cold day, you got to stay hydrated. And what better way to do that than your favorite water in your favorite water bottle, or bottled water that you can find at all your local retailers, Walmart, Sam's, Target, Costco, BJ's, you name it. All of them would love you to stop by. Tell them Doc sent you, and they will be so glad you did, to get that cool, refreshing water. Not only that, but it also makes you feel fuller and satisfied when you don't have that nice snack to snack on. But again, remember, our bodies are made up of a very high percentage of water. I can't remember the exact amount, or I'd say it, but so forgive me of that. But nonetheless, enjoy a nice, cold, refreshing water today. All right. So here we go. Logan stepping in the batter's box with Lugo now on the mound. Fernandez still behind the plate. And the pitch. Ball outside. So it's a 1-0 count to Logan. I believe Concepcion is at third and Diaz is at short. I want to say Velez is at second base, and I'm not sure who's at first just now, but that's kind of what I'm understanding. There's a line shot to left field. That's going to be dropped in for a base hit. And that might be Concepcion in left field, actually. That just made that play, and it is. Concepcion is out in left field. So Logan starts off the game with a single. You got Julian stepping in now. And here is the first pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field. Concepcion's under it. Makes the snag. What a snag behind his head. What a throw from his knees to second base, and very accurate throw. And everybody holds where they are. What a play out there by Concepcion. So one down. Christian steps in with Micah on deck. Micah walked his first time up. This is Christian's first time at bat. Again, Wesley Chapel leads it 3-1. And Lugo checks the runner, pitches, called ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Christian. Fernandez checked the runner down at first base, and Logan got back in time. Diaz takes it across the diamond, and it is a double play to end the inning. What a job by HR 14 to turn that double play. Diaz taking it himself. So nice job out there, young man. Fantastic job. Let's see. All right. So 1-2-3 inning essentially for HR 14. Coming up in the top of the third for HR 14 is going to be Lugo. And I'm trying to see who's going to be on deck. They haven't come out yet. So we'll find out here in just a minute while everyone's warming up. And hey, folks, another great place to go, especially if you're hankering for some seafood. It's a restaurant here. If you're local in Oldsmar or you want to stop by and see where we're at, There's a great restaurant. I think it's called the Ocean Reef Restaurant. Went there with a really close friend of mine and his wife, and we had a great time and some really great food, great atmosphere. So check them out. Tell them Doc sent you, and they will be glad you did. Also, you know what? We're on the topic of seafood. You know what? Always a safe bet, pretty much anywhere you go, because it's the same everywhere, and it's good seafood, is Red Lobster. They got some really good deals going on right now, so check them out. Look online to check them out. And, tell them Doc sent you, and they will be glad you did. So on deck will be De Los Santos. And so last game, very quickly, Lugo, his only time up, flew out to center field, and De Los Santos grounded to third. So let's see what's going on here. We've got people getting into Carly Rae Jepsen over here on the Wesley Chapel Storm side. So all the clapping's going on, keeping their team fired up. All right, and here, on defense. So here we go. Lugo steps in. All right. So Jonah gets a sign, sets, delivers, and there's a line shot out to right center field. Lugo's going to be on with a single to start us off here in the top of the third inning. So nobody out in the top of the third. Lugo, who's pitching now. Stands down at first base with a single. De Los Santos steps in. He grounded out to third the last game. He kind of half swings, foul ball, and it's an 0-1 count. Fernandez steps on base, so this time they're only batting 11, not 12. I'm sorry, he steps on deck over here to our left. All right. So Lugo gets his lead. Jonah checks the runner. DeSanto shows bunt, pulls it back. Pop fly. Looks like it's going to be shallow center field. The catch is made, and that is one away. So Lugo holds it first. Fernandez steps in. He struck out his first time up. Last game, he struck out his first time up and then flew out to center field. So on the day, he's 0 for 3. So something must have happened. Something must have happened with the at bat. So not sure what happened, but I'm sure they'll go back later and watch it. Hopefully, which would be good, so we can get some more subscribers and folks joining our channel and our Tampa Bay Sports Network, Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network family. And there's a called strike to Fernandez. So it's an 0-1 count with 1 out, 1 on, top of the third. HR 14 trails by 2. So again, after this game, we'll be immediately moving over to field 1 to cover the 12:30 game. There's a pop fly into right field. That's going to drop in for a single. Lugo hustles over and gets to first base. I'm sorry, gets to second base with no incident. So Fernandez is on with a single. So runners on first and second, 1 out, with Reynoso stepping in. He flew out to right field his last time up, and last game he singled twice. So he's 2 for 3 for the day. And the pitch. There's a line shot back up the middle. That's going to hold everybody there. And bases are now loaded with a single by Reynoso. So HR 14 is threatening again with bases loaded and only 1 out. And some good solid hits. So we got Xavier stepping in. So he struck out his first time up this game. Last game, he singled and struck out. So he is 1 for 3 today. He's got bases loaded and the pitch. Called strike. And it's a 0-1 count to Sevier. So no balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 1 out. And the pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat. That's going to be an 0-2 count to Sevier. Concepcion is on deck. Or actually it shows Diaz, but should be Concepcion. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's 2 outs. So Diaz steps in. This could be bad for HR14 if they are batting out of order. No, I guess not. So no one's caught it. No one said anything. Called strike to Diaz. And he singled his last time up. There's a pop fly down the right field line. Foul. And it is definitely foul. So no 1 count on Diaz. 2 outs. Bases loaded. And the pitch. Ball high. So it's a 1-1 count, 2 outs, bases loaded. HR14 trails by 2. Okay, maybe I had Concepcion and Diaz reversed, so my apologies, everyone. So Diaz single, and there's a single in the left field. Let's see. I think they're going to let. Oh no. They were going to let the runner score anyway, I think, because of interference. And here comes the go-ahead run to the plate, and he scores. So Diaz hits a single, which scores Lugo. Scores Fernandez, which would have scored on interference anyway. And the umpire was going to call that. And Reynoso comes all the way around and scores as well on the throw. And Diaz stands down at second base with a single. So he's 2 for 2 in this game. Sure. Pass ball. Diaz goes to third. So there's 2 outs. 3 runs come in this inning, and HR14 goes on top. Concepcion steps in. With Cotto on deck. And the pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Third baseman fields it. Across the diamond. And that is 3 outs. So HR14 puts up 3 runs on 1 hit. I'm sorry, 2 hits. With no errors and 1 left on base. And at the end of 2.5, it's HR14 4, Wesley Chapel 3. All right, looks like Lugo's going back to the mounds. Let's see. Coming up, Wesley Chapel's the top of the lineup, so it's Micah, Jonah, and Mendez. So my apologies about the interference thing would have been called if play had stopped. They would have let, and where interference comes into play is that the fielder was blocking the path of the runner, and they would have let him score in that case, but they didn't need to because of the errant throws. And then we had, of course, the base hit, and that drove in 3 runs, and Diaz ended up on second base. So that's why we have a 4-3 ball game. The out of order thing was my fault, and there's no out of order. Everything's fine. I just, for some reason, wrote it down wrong in my score sheet. So my apologies for that. All right. So coming up here again in the the bottom of the third is going to be Micah, who walked his first time up. He'll be followed by Jonah, who sacrificed on the right side of the field, scored the run. And then, so he's over 1. Micah's over 0 because the walk doesn't count as an at-bat. And then Mendez came up and had a stand-up triple, which he is now 1 for 1 in this game and on the day. So, folks, I don't know if you've tried their new breakfast sandwiches, but Wendy's, if you've seen the commercials that they've had on TV with regards to their breakfast sandwiches, I got to tell you, personal experience, very good. So tomorrow morning, instead of going to your normal spot, check out Wendy's. Tell them Doc sent you, and they will be glad you did. All right. And just remember, though, they're old-fashioned hamburgers. Quality is their recipe. So lunch or dinner. Great baked potatoes, salads, all the quick on-the-go items at quality. All right. So Lugo's getting their coaches are moving around the infield a bit. And pitch. It's a ground ball to second base. Second baseman fields it, throws over, and that is 1 away. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Wesley Chapel. And for HR 14, I should say. So Jonah steps in. Jonah grounded to the right side of the infield to drive in the first run of the game, which was Micah. And that's what you call a teammate taking one for the team. Some ball outside. Anytime you have that runner down at third base and you have less than 2 outs, ground ball to the right side of the field to get that run across, because it's all about the runs. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. So 2-0 count to Jonah. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Wesley Chapel trails by 1. And they have 1 out with nobody on. And here comes the 2-0 pitch from Lugo. Pop foul just right behind me here in the booth. And it is a 1-2 count. I'm sorry, a 2-1 count. All right, so Jonah steps back in the batter's box with a 2-1 count on the batter. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And Lugo gets a sign and delivers. Ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of 3. HR 14 has taken the lead. It was bound to break at some point because they had loaded the bases twice in 2 innings. So here's the pitch. Pop foul, and it makes it a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. HR 14 leads at 4-3 here in the bottom of the third inning. Lugo on the mound, Fernandez behind the plate, and Jonah at the plate. Lugo gets a sign, comes set, and delivers the payoff pitch. There's a pop 5 just over the second baseman's head, a little line drive, and Jonah is on with a single. So Jonah's 1 for 2 today. That brings in Mendez, who had the deep shot to left field over the left fielder's head that he ended up with a stand-up triple. So he has a runner down for the tying run at first base. Coach calls time to go out and speak to his pitcher. So the infield pulls in. Jonah comes over to get instructions from his coach. And the head coach is also talking to Mendez as well. Oh, new pitcher for HR14. And looks like that new pitcher is Xavier, number 3. So Xavier's on the mound. And he's got a pretty good drop curve, looks like. He's got to drop it in there very nicely. So much like Serrano in Major League, I struggled with the curveball when I played. So I totally get it if anybody struggles with the curveball. And trust me, all right, so here we go. Got 1 out, 1 on, with Mendez stepping in the batter's box, who again is 1 for 1 today with a stand-up triple. Xavier steps off the mound, and it comes back, looks in, gets a sign, watches the runner, and the pitch. Ball low. So Jonah holds at first base. So 1 ball, no strikes. And here's the pitch. There goes the runner, and runner will be safe as the ball was in the dirt. So it's a 2-0 count. So Jonas now stands out second base. He represents the tying run. Mendez has a 2-0 count, and there's 1 down. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice drop curve. I got to give kudos to that. That was a very beautiful pitch. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of 3. And the pitch. Again, the drop curve. And, ooh, that was close. Almost hit a little kid. That makes it a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Time run stands out second base. Here's the pitch. There's a pop fly in the left field. Shortstop going over shallow left field and could not make the play. So now Jonah will move to third. That was a really tough one in the sun. So no error there. We'll give a single to Mendez. So now it's first and third with 1 out. So Wesley Chapel is threatening here in the bottom of the third to tie or take the lead. So Blue calls time to clean off the plate. Speaking of cleaning your plate, we'll get to that in a minute. I got a treat to share with you if you love wings. Coming up. There goes Mendez, and he will easily take second base. With ball 1 to Keegan. So Max is on deck. Keegan struck out looking his first time up, and Max walked his first time up. And here is the 1-0 pitch. And looks like there's catcher's interference. Maybe not. But on the... Let's see what they say. I don't know what's going on yet. Looked like catcher's interference, but I don't know. But there was a pass ball, and definitely Jonah scored on the pass ball. So it was catcher's interference. So it doesn't count, as my understanding. So I think the count is still 1-0. I believe that's the case. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Fernandez, which prevents Mendez from scoring. On an errant throw back to the pitcher, and Mendez will score. So we'll charge an error to the catcher on that. And Wesley Chapel now has the lead. And there's a 2-0 count to Keegan. So 1 out, 2 runs across, bases empty for Keegan with a 2-0 count on him. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Strike 3, so that is 3 outs. Or 2 outs. Sorry about that, folks. There's a ball low to Max, and that's a 1-0 count now. I can't because he's sending it to the phone, which I'm recording, so Tommy's going to send it to this one. But Tommy's sending it to my work phone. Okay, so it is I believe a 2-0 count now to Max. With 2 outs and foul ball, that makes it 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And pitch. Called strike 2, and I believe it's a 2-2 count now. So Severe's come in, and after a couple hits and things like that, but here's the pitch. It's a line shot. Nice snag by the shortstop. Leaps up by Diaz and snags it out of the air, and that is 3 outs. So Wesley Chapel gets 2 runs across on 2 hits, and nobody left on base, with 1 error on the catcher, and they now lead it 5-4. All right, so in between innings here. So we're heading over to the top of the 4th inning. It's a 1-run ball game, a really close ball game. We got Wesley Chapel 5 and HR 14 4. So a little in between inning, Carly Ray Jepson. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining us here at the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network broadcast of Scared Hitless tournament put on by Tampa Bay USSSA, and visit stpclearwater.com. We'll be broadcasting live here all day long, different games. The next one coming up is at 12:30 on Field 1 between Kangaroo Court Ruse Tenu and the Doral Astros. There's a ball in the dirt. If it was a real pitch, it'd be a ball in the dirt. Sorry about that. But it is the last warm-up pitch before we move into the top of the 4th and get things started. So Cotto steps up. Cotto today. So he walked earlier in this game, and he had a sacrifice and reached on and grounded out. So he is actually 0 for 2, and it's ball 1. So 1-0 count to Cotto. So 1 ball, no strikes. And called strike. So it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Cotto here in the Top of the fourth. HR-14 trails it by 1, 5-4. Ball outside, and it's 2-2. 2-2 on the count. But it's a 5-4 ball game. HR-14 trailing by 1. And we just got started here in the top of the fourth. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is 1 away. So Marcus steps up with Velez on deck. Umpire clears the plate. There's a foul tip, and that is strike 1. To Marcus. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the fourth. And there's swing and a miss, strike 2. So no 2 count now to Marcus. Nobody out. I'm sorry, 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the fourth. And the pitch. Ball outside. So it's a 1-2 count now to Marcus. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. One out, nobody on. Top of the fourth. And here's the 2-2. Ball 3. So Marcus works it back to a 3-2 count.
Making them work. Make them work.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. And HR-14 trails by 1. And here's the pitch. Ball 4. And Marcus is on with a walk. Last time up, he's hit by pitch. So he's 0 for 0 today so far, or at least in this game. Velez steps in. He struck out his first time up. In the last game, he singled. So he's 1 for 2 for today. Marcus gets his lead. And here's the pitch. Ball way outside. A throw down to first. Marcus is back. And it's a 1-0 count to Velez. And throw over to check the runner. Still a 1-0 count to Velez. 1 out, 1 on. Tying run is at first base. And the pitch. Ball outside, 2-0. With Sullivan on deck. Who struck out his last time up. And here's the 2-0, and it is 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Velez. HR-14 trails by 1, 5-4. And the pitch. Bunt down the third base line, foul, and that will make it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mendez is a third baseman. He was ready for that one. But it would have definitely been a close play at first. All right, so here's the 2-2 to Velez. There goes the runner. Pop fly in the left field, curving away. Nice snag by the left fielder. Gets it back in quickly, and that holds Marcus at first base. All right, so Sullivan steps in with 2 outs. Tying run down at first base, represented by Marcus, and Lugo will be on deck. Sullivan, like I said, struck out his last time up. a 1-0 count now to Sullivan. And he's singled, so he's 1 for 2 on the day so far. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. So 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. There's a line shot to the shortstop, and that is 3 down. So HR 14, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And at the end of 3.5, it's Wesley Chapel 5, HR 14 4. All right. The bat and HR or so Luca lines out to the double for Xander. I'm sorry, Logan. No, that is Xander. Sorry, Xander. Double for Xander. With Logan stepping in now, who singled his last time up. And Wesley Chapel is threatening again here in the bottom of the inning. Ball high to Logan, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. So Logan, there is 1 out and 1 on, with Xander standing down at second base. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. So it's a 2-0 count, so 2 balls, no strikes. To Logan, with Julian on deck. Julian flew out to center field last time up. So he's 0 for 1 for the day. And the pitch. Ball low. So a 3-0 count. So 3 balls, no strikes. And here's the 3-0 pitch. Strike. And it's a 3-1 count. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Wesley Chapel leading by 1, 5-4, here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch. Fouled off. And makes it count full. So full count now to Logan. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is 2 outs. So now Julian steps in. He flew out to left field his last time up with Christian on deck, who hit into the unfortunate double play. But a great play nonetheless by Diaz. All right, so here we go. 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of 4. And the pitch. A little high, so ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Julian. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Nice stop by Sevier, and that is 3 away. So Wesley Chapel gets 0 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And at the end of 4 innings, it's Wesley Chapel 5, HR 14 4. Up to bat, coming up for HR 14 is going to be Lugo, followed by De Los Santos and Fernandez. All right. So I think they're trying to get their team fired up for their coming up at bats. So not sure. All right, I think we're just waiting on the catcher. All right, so it's actually Jonah behind the plate now. Or no, not Jonah. It's Logan behind the plate. And it's been him the whole time. It's just they had to... he was the last out, so they had to get changed into his gear. Or he was on base, rather. So, I don't know. Anyway, nonetheless... we are ready to start the top of the 5th. Again, it's Lugo, De Los Santos, and Fernandez. And the pitch. Line shot in the center field, so Lugo is now to third at first. That's going to be way over the first baseman's head. And Lugo stays at first base. So Lugo's 2 for 2 this game, and almost went to second base on that errant throw by the center fielder. So De Los Santos steps in with nobody out, 1 on. Fernandez on deck. And the pitch. There's a bunt down the third base line, and it is foul. So it's an 0-1 count, and the runner remains at first. So no balls, 1 strike. Runner at first. And the pitch. Pop foul out of play. And it's an 0-2 count. There's a foul ball down the third base line. And we'll do 0-2 over again. There's a ball, goes wild pitch, and allows Lugo to go to second, and now it is a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is 1 out. So 1 out, 1 on now for Fernandez as he steps in. He singled his last time up. All right, looks like we got a new pitcher coming in for Jonah. And looks like it's going to be, I believe, Keegan. So it is indeed. So Keegan's coming in to take over pitching duties here in the top of the 5th with HR 13 threatening to tie this ball game. So far, Wesley Chapel has struck out HR 14 6 times, and 7 if you count the one just now. So apparently I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, 7 strikeouts for Wesley Chapel so far for Jonah as Keegan takes over. On the flip side of that, Wesley Chapel has only struck out 4 times, 2 of them with Severe, and the first 2 with Lugo. All right, looks like we're about set to get started here as warm-ups are finishing up. And we got Fernandez stepping into the batter's box with Reynoso on deck. All right, here we go. Again, 1 out, 1 runner on base. The tying run stands down at second base for Fernandez, who singled his last time up and scored a run. And that was back in the top of the 3rd. And timeout by the batter to get reset. Pitcher comes set, steps off the back of the rubber. Keegan has yet to throw his first pitch, but we'll see if this is the delivery. And it is, and his first pitch, ball inside. So 1-0 count to Fernandez. 1 out, 1 on. Top of 5. HR 14 trails by 1, but the tying run is at second base. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Keegan. Foul ball off the end of the bat, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So Keegan gets a sign, comes set, checks the runner, and delivers the 1-1. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the 5th. HR 14 trails by 1. And the pitch. Called strike, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fernandez. And here comes the 2-2. It's a ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop has trouble with it, and everybody is safe. So we will call that an E6 on that one. So error on the shortstop. So Lugo moves to 3rd, and Fernandez is at 1st. So the go-ahead run is now on first base with Reynoso stepping in, who on the day is 1 for 2. Oh, sorry, not on the day, but in this game is 1 for 2. He had a base hit and scored his last time up. And Shavir is on deck. Keegan checks the runner at 3rd, runner's back in time, and everybody holds. So runners at first and third, 1 out. Tying run is at third base. And there goes the runner at second. Line shot into, nice snag by the shortstop to prevent a double play. Runner's out at first and a run scores. So the tying run has just scored. Wow. So Reynoso hits into a fielder's choice. But because Fernandez was going on the pitch, he broke up that double play because that ball was right there at second base and would have pretty much been a double play at that point. But nevertheless, there's 2 outs and a tie ball game, 5-5. With the go-ahead run at second base in Fernandez with Xavier at bat. And Xavier struck out the 2 times this game has been up. There's swing and a miss, strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on, 1 runner in. A tie ball game now. And see if Xavier can turn this around. And the pitch. Ground ball, third is foul. So it's an 0-2 count now to Xavier. On the day, he is 1 for 4. He singled his first time up in the first game at 8:30. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. And hit him on the elbow. And so the hit by pitch on Xavier will then move the runner. So Fernandez will stay where he is, and runners up first and second. All right, so runners up first and second, 2 outs. Diaz steps in. Diaz has singled both times up and scored a run. Now it's Concepcion at bat. And there goes the runner. Ball. And Fernandez is safe at third. So both runners go. And so the go-ahead run is at third base. So I believe it's a 1-0 count to to Concepcion. Ground ball up the middle, snagged by shortstop couldn't come up with it. That's going to be a single, and that'll score 2 runs. And that puts HR 14 up by 2, 7-5. So Diaz steps in now. And there goes the runner. Ball low. And runner safely at second. So Concepcion standing down at second base with a stolen base. Ball 1 to Diaz. A line fly ball out to left field. Left fielder's underneath it, makes the catch, and that's 3 outs. So HR 14 comes up with 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. So at the end of 4.5, it is HR 14 7, Wesley Chapel 5. Coming up sorry about that, tongue twister. Coming up for Wesley Chapel in the Bottom of the 5th inning is going to be Christian, followed by Micah and Jonah. So back to the top of the order. Christian, his last time up, hit into that double play. Micah has walked and grounded out. And Jonah has a sacrifice to the right side of the field and a single. Looks like, let's see, I believe, so find out in a second. But I believe there's been a pitching change, but I'll double check. There has. Oh, actually, no, it's Shavir still in there. Shavir's still pitching. All right, folks, I'll be back with you in just a moment. There's a ball high to Christian. So it's 1-0. 1-0 count. There's a call strike, so it's a 1-1 count now. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike to Christian. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Ball low. So 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. HR 14 leads at 7-5 here in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 3, and it's 3-1 to Christian. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Bottom of 5. Wesley Chapel trails by 2. And swing and a miss, and it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of 5. Wesley Chapel trails by 2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 1 away. All right, so here we go. Micah steps in. He's 0 for 1 so far today. He grounded out to second base his last time up. And he'll be followed by Jonah. With 1 out in the bottom of 5, here's the pitch. Ball high. Wesley Chapel trails by 2 runs here in the bottom of 5. And pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Wesley Chapel trails by 2 here in the bottom of 5. And the pitch. Ball high. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And pitch. Called strike 3. Or I'm sorry, called strike 2. It's 2-2. My bad. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Sit fastball, adjust, curve, right? Let's go.
And the pitch. Ball 3. So Mike has worked it to a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The last batter, Christian, had 3 and 2 on him. And here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Snags it, throws over, and that's 2 outs. So Jonah steps in. He's 1 for 2. And Mendez will step on deck, who is 2 for 2, a triple and a single. Jonah was Wesley Chapel's starting pitcher today. And got 2 outs here in the bottom of 5. Wesley Chapel trails by 2, nobody on. And the pitch. Ball low. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 2-run lead for HR 14. And coach goes out to the mound to have a conference with his players. The conference is broke up and we'll get underway. So Jonah has 1 ball, no strikes on him. There are 2 outs. Wesley Chapel trails by 2. And here's the pitch. Pop foul out of play, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of 5. Shavir gets his sign and delivers. There's a line shot. Oh! Diaz at shortstop. Tip your hat to him. Wow. What a snag out of the air. What looked to be a for sure line drive. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. What a play. So looks like we will play a 6th and final inning. All right. So 3 up, 3 down there for Wesley Chapel. Have a great, outstanding catch by Diaz at short. So Cotto, so leading off now for HR 14 with the 2-run lead that they have. Is Cotto. Cotto walked and struck out. As we get this underway in the top of the 6th, this will be the last inning. Cotto will be followed by Marcus and Velez. Marcus has walked and hit by pitch in this game, so he's 0 for 2 in this game. And Velez is 0 for 2 as he struck out and flied out to left field. Keegan's back on the mound, and here's the first pitch. Called strike. So an 0-1 count to Cotto. No balls, 1 strike. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on. And here is the pitch. Foul ball. So we'll do 0-2 again. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 6th. HR 14 leads it 7-5. And the pitch. Pop foul, out of play. And we'll do 0-2 again. So no balls, 2 strikes. Toccato. And here is the 0-2. Foul tip and in the glove, and that is strike 3. So 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Marcus coming to the plate. He'll be followed by Velez. And the first pitch. Called strike.
Hey, don't worry about what it's called. Your job is to hit. Let's go.
No balls, 1 strike. And here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes. So Keegan, so far this inning, has been in front of the batter, throwing no balls to this point. And here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And he's running to first base. And because of the pass ball on strike 3, Marcus is at first base. So 1 out, 1 run on. Velez steps in with Sullivan on deck. And the pitch. Ground ball. Third baseman snags it. Goes to second. Gets him at second, but safe at first. So Velez hits into a fielder's choice. With 2 outs. So 2 down. And Sullivan steps in. So looks like Silva may be pinch hitting for So Silva is in for Sullivan.
The last out. Está bien, tranquilo, dale. Vamos encima. No problem, no problem.
Okay, so got a pinch runner for Marcus down at first base. I can't tell who it is, so my apologies. But Silva is batting for Sullivan this at bat. So they're talking about the to pinch run, the last out. I'm just telling you what they're saying and why all this controversy is going on. So that's why number 21's coming out on the base. And now we're set. I'm just reporting what I'm seeing and hearing by coaches and umpires to let you know what there is a pinch runner at first. All right, so here we go. And the pitch. Called strike. There's the runner. Ball outside. And all right, and here's the 1-1. Ground ball to third base. Third baseman snags it and tags the runner. And I think they didn't need to throw it. There was already 2 outs. All right, so Silva grounds out to third. Or grounds to third base as a fielder's choice. All right, so no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So, at the end of 5.5, it is HR 14-7, Wesley Chapel 5. Coming up with Wesley Chapel in the bottom of the 6th, which should be our final inning, I believe, or the final at bat in this game because it's the bottom of the 6th, is Mendez, Keegan, and Max. Mendez has tripled and singled. Keegan has struck out twice, and Max has walked. Huh? I don't know. I'm not the official. Coach. It's going to be him. Okay, so here we go. A little wild pitch there, but that's all right. We're good back here. All right, so immediately following this game, we'll move over to Field 1 to cover the 10U Roos versus the Doral Astros. All right, so Mendez steps in the batter's box. Call time. All right, so here we go. Finally underway here. Little work there by the coaches and umpires. Now we're back in it, and there's ball 1 to Mendez. So 1 ball, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes.
Yeah, I just handed out the lineup. I just gave them their lineup cards. You want a copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You're fantastic. Thank you. All right, it's a 3-1 count now to Mendez. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of 6. Wesley Chapel trails by 2, 7-5. And here's the pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. Snagged by Diaz across the diamond, and that is 1 away. Tell you what, Diaz has played an absolute fantastic shortstop this game. And that brings up Keegan. Keegan has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. And he'll be followed by Max, who lined out to shortstop his second time at bat. I think we have a new pitcher. We do. So there's one out. We got a new pitcher. Looks like Fernandez is pitching. So Shavir did a great job coming in and shutting Wesley Chapel down, giving up no runs the past 2 innings. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody on base. And Wesley Chapel trails by 2, 7-5. All right, so I think we're about ready to go here to continue play here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, the score is 7-5. HR 14's on top. There is one out and nobody on, with Keegan stepping into the box. All right, here we go. So Keegan steps in. Again, Max is on deck. And here's the first pitch from Fernandez. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. And Fernandez gets a sign and delivers. Ball in the dirt. So 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the 1-1. Ball inside. And it is a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. So the bat did go forward, and they appealed to first base umpire, and the umpire agreed. So it's now a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Wesley Chapel trailing by 2, and the pitch. Called strike 3, and that is 2 outs, with Max stepping into the batter's box. And Luca will be on deck. All right, here we go to continue play. Again, Wesley Chapel trails by 2, 7-5. And here's the pitch. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, HR 14 does lead this one, and we are in the bottom of the 6th. And here is the 1-1. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Max. Luca is on deck. He singled and lined out to second base. And here's the 2-1. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. Wesley Chapel trails by 2. This could be ball 3. So now it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Fernandez gets the sign. Starts his windup and delivers. Foul ball. So Max hangs in there. I think it went off of his foot. Wesley Chapel's down to their final out. And the pitch. Line shot, foul down left field. And we'll do 3-2 again. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. And here's a 3-2. Ball 4, and Max is on. So Wesley Chapel's still alive. We got Luca coming up with Xander on deck. Xander doubled his last time up. He struck out looking and doubled in this game. And Luca's 1 for 2, who's at bat at the moment. Ball gets away from the catcher, Velez, which allows Max to go to second. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on base. Tying run is at home. At bat at the moment. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Fernandez gets the sign. Comes set. And delivers. Ball in the dirt. So it makes it a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Max stands down at second base. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Wesley Chapel trails by 2, and they have a runner on second. And here comes the pitch. Ball 3. So full count again in this one for Luca. And here comes the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And that's the ball game, folks. Final score, HR 14-7, Wesley Chapel 5. I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network broadcast of HR 14 and Wesley Chapel Storm 12U baseball and pool play of the Scared Hitless tournament. Next up is the 10U ball game between KC Roos and Doral Astros. Again, thanks everyone. This is Doc signing off, and we'll see you at the next game.